The crypto revolution is happening as we speak. And the people that are building this stuff are the most competent and inspiring that we have ever met. If you're curious about Web3, this is the place to be. We are Boy and Badger, two turbo artists on an adventure in the wild Web3. Let it rip. I felt like there was nothing really to say before we just kicked this shit off.
I actually thought of an introduction today.
Okay, you go.
What's up, boys?
Woohoo!
Boys, don't open your fucking mouth, man.
Are you gonna ruin this for us?
Yeah,
Sorry.
This speaker, everyone that we have today, I was thinking about how to introduce him and also introduce how important he is to the Boy and the Badger. And it was very difficult because words are limiting, so I'm not going to say anything other than he's a chunky boy. He is a visionary, a trailblazer, and he has a very nice snop as well. Welcome to the Boy and Badger show, Cryptorangutang.
Woo!
Woo!
I can't get the blurb to work, so I'll have to do it myself this time.
Right, yes, all that was said at the beginning is true. I have a really nice snob. Hello, DrunkBoy. Hello, Badgerton.
Hey, man.
It's a great pleasure to be back on a podcast game with you guys.
Oh, yeah, maybe you have
Happy
more
to have you here.
experience than we have.
Maybe, yeah, probably.
You've done some before. You had your own podcast.
I think I had like 4 podcasts before, yeah. All of them failed in the end. But
So what did you learn? What did you learn from the first time?
From the first time, that is really hard to run a podcast for a long term because people start to get bored real easily. The second thing is that almost all people in the crypto industry were already interviewed before. So it's hard to get somebody new. And the third one is that John McAfee really gives good podcasts each time he's around. He was around. Rest in peace.
How many times have you interviewed that guy, John McAfee?
2 times. The first time we had him, he was sitting on a boat with his bodyguards, and he had a gun in his hand, and he had like the worst, incredibly worst mic, like the worst I've ever heard. The podcast was absolutely trash. We couldn't hear absolutely anything, but it was a good experience anyway. You could just see him having fun.
I have to ask you, where are you sitting right now, and what are you holding in your hand?
I'm holding a very stiff and strong microphone, and I'm sitting in my small apartment. When the last time you were here, you got really horny and stoned on my bed.
Did we get horny as well?
Yes, I got pictures. I got everything.
Fuck.
Good times.
Yeah.
Shout out to John McAfee.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel so what's the opposite of inspired? By hearing, one, you lose interest really quick. I'm assuming you mean the people doing the podcast, not the people listening, but I guess it's true for both. And the second one, everyone's already been interviewed, fuck. And the third one, I guess we need John McAfee, and still it might not work out. Yeah, so you can be our John McAfee.
It's important, at some point of running the podcast, you meet a wall in which you need to decide whether let's wrap this up. It's not working, or you go further, and then the podcast actually turns out to be something. I think I stopped at that wall for a couple of times, and each time I think it was still a very good, a fun experience to just share it with other people and meet some great minds. We're just a few random guys that were lucky enough to found crypto and invest in it early, and I think we should be lucky to have this. That we made a lot of money. Still believe there's a lot of skill involved in making it with crypto. But there's also a lot of, I wouldn't say luck, but we should be thankful that we saw this opportunity and jumped into it. Like it should be enough. I mean, it shouldn't be fighting with each other all the time.
You speak like an adult.
Luck.
Oh, surprise, man!
Very
I just
mature.
slept for 2 hours. Maybe I got wiser at this during this nap. Fuck.
Wiser by the minute. Luck is where opportunity meets preparation, I guess. And if you underestimate if you less weight on the opportunity and just put everything on the preparation, then you're also gonna sound like a self-entitled stick up your ass bitch in the end.
Yes, I think for me, when I started, the luck was a pretty important part because I got myself when the market was really, really good. I jumped right into like the biggest alt season of all time. So even though my preparation was shit because I didn't knew much at that time, I still managed to like succeed at that moment. And then I got burned because well the for example bear market comes in and the preparation turns out to not be as good. So that's when you know that yeah you're actually shit. Then you actually need to learn some stuff. And that's that's the learning process. That's when you first lose everything and then you get up and actually start realize yeah this takes works. I'll actually learn something. I actually might make it this time, not lose everything. But it's a lot of ups and downs. Like I don't know any single person in this industry that just jumped in, made a lot of money, and just sticked around and never lost it and just stayed with it. A lot of traders have exactly the same story, which is interesting, but not really surprising as well.
Yeah, but it's good that you talk about it because if you're not in crypto, if you haven't done this journey, then if you only see when things go like well, but never when someone like loses everything, then you think you get like you can get a wrong picture of like what's really going on.
Yeah, there is like it's not a like success propaganda, but nobody shows their bad trades. Nobody like says how much they fucked all themselves during last years or during the bear market. Each single person that was here for a few cycles was down really bad at some point. I think that if more people would talk about it, that would really help a lot of other guys who I don't know right now is the same situation with Luna and all that stuff. Like a lot of people are really down, and it's kind of important to say that yeah, if you get out of this one, then you're really gonna know how you handle your not just in the crypto markets. If you can manage to get out of a really bad situation, especially financially, and stand up, like you're good. I mean, you're actually an adult at this point. I think this is like what shaped me as a person a lot. That I got fucked by the markets. I stand up and I learned the value of money, learned the value of actually managing it, and learned the value of how good it is to treat yourself well and not let yourself, get into such a bad state as I was at one point, for example. I think that's a really good experience all around for everybody that stays for a longer.
Have you talked like have you shared this experience on any media yet?
I was on one podcast when I did it like partially. I think I was kind of stoned when I was doing it, and I really didn't like what I said. I didn't really like what I said on that podcast. I never listened to it because I was kind of even too ashamed to do it. Yeah, but I kind of admit I did admit there what happened.
Are you stoned right now?
No, not this time.
That's good.
No weed.
You never know.
I was thinking this is a Hoon podcast, but I guess we're adults here.
Yes, we are now sober adults who never do any intoxicating substances. We have stopped drinking coffee. We don't do sugar anymore. It's just kale and beans.
Yeah, but I'm eating kale and beans, so I'm like smelling my farts in my room as you're saying. Like we're all adults. I'm like, it's like very smelly. When it's warm when it comes out, like then you know that it's gonna smell.
Yeah, but then it's moist as well. It's kind of.
Yeah.
Was it a did it resonate, or like was it more of a just a?
It never resonates in me.
Oh, shame.
It's just a. Yeah, I think it's because I'm a Jew, so that's like, no.
Are you a
Yeah,
Jew?
Like, yeah,
You-
kind of.
Jewish people with their farts.
So much.
You're infamous.
Yeah, it's the gas, you know.
Shit.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Do you think?
It's
Do we get?
you know,
can we get monetized?
you gotta
still?
conquer your fears, I guess.
Yeah.
I offer you Yellow Block sponsorship
Oh, nice.
right away, right now.
Be
Yes.
the gas.
Very nice.
But it's okay if you are Jewish, right?
Yes.
Yeah, nice.
Of course.
I read a book on Jewish humor. It was called Jewish Humor. And I liked it a lot.
Yes, away.
Okay, do you want to hear? I think I told you before, DrunkBoy maybe, but there is a Jewish joke.
Yes.
Have I
Let's
told
go.
you as well? And you can
No.
only get it if you're a Jew.
Yeah, let's
Okay,
try.
okay.
Maybe I am.
So there are two Jewish businessmen. This is in New York City, and they meet, and one guy asks the other like, "How's business?" And the other guy goes, "It's great."
I don't think I'm Jew then.
No.
No.
But I think if there are
I'm
Jews
not
listening here,
Jewish,
they will be like, yeah, okay.
Mm.
It's funny.
Haha,
good
jokes,
joke,
making
yes.
things.
Yeah, you know what? Okay, let's explain it for everyone who is only partially
Not Jewish.
Yeah, okay, so there is a stereotype that even the Jews know about, and since they're businessmen, like they're always complaining about something. Like either business is bad, and then they are complaining, of course, which they usually do. But even if like business is good, it's like, oh, it's so much to do. There's so many customers. Oh, so they would never say like it's great, like such a happy way. It's like it would never ever happen. You don't even you don't want your competitors to know that it's going well either. You know, this kind of they're very sneaky.
A very
insightful
Jewish joke. Yeah.
It's both funny and you can learn something.
Yeah.
What more kind of do you want from a joke?
Yeah, it's just like that.
Well,
podcast.
maybe if you laugh at it. I don't know.
Yeah, that's like an extra. Like most jokes are just. Fuck.
But I think it's fun because like it's so obvious that there. Okay, maybe not, but like it's obvious that there is a joke there. It's just that you don't have the correct
Yes.
information to like laugh at it. Or maybe not
Yes.
information, but like the mindset, whatever. Expectations are different. There we go.
Someone needs to make a Twitter thread on how to interpret Jewish humor, maybe.
Yeah.
Is there a 12 tweet
Somebody should
chain?
go to Dominicana and write that shit up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fly to Dominicana, please. Jerry
Solid.
Seinfeld. Fly away.
I got a joke as well.
Oh.
Who wants this one?
Is this
Not
a
a
joke?
joke.
No.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Joke,
It's
10 out of 10.
I laughed. Okay,
Yes,
knock,
very nice joke.
DrunkBoy gets the joke.
Okay.
Okay.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
An interrupting cow.
Mm.
What?
You don't know how to do knock knock jokes. What the fuck? See, everybody laughs. That's a good joke.
Oh fuck.
So-
It's oh.
Right, let's go back to sniffing farts or talking about failures.
I tried as good as I could.
But have you
Nice.
What
It's a
should
good
have I
try.
said?
It's a very good try.
interrupting cow who? That's
Nah,
how
now
that's
it's-
like the format
no.
of the joke. Yeah, but okay, I was too quick.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, too quick. Now it's a good joke anyway.
You should have screamed the moo, I guess.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
It's
I
a
think
go-to
we
joke.
we did an alteration of that joke that is maybe equally funny
Yeah.
to the original joke.
There is a Swedish joke that I will tell now. It's kind of similar because it doesn't work.
Can you say it in Swedish?
Yeah, could, but I will do it in. Yeah, I could do it in Swedish. Okay, so this is high quality content. Let's see if I remember. Okej, så 2 tomater skulle gå över en väg. Och en blev påkörd. Och då sa den andra, kom ketchup så går vi. Okay, did you hear? Okay, it works in English-ish. I mean, it's not funny, but it's still something. Okay, so 2 tomatoes. You heard the word tomato there. Tomater. They're crossing a road, and one gets hit by a car, and the other one says, "Hey, come, catch up."
Yeah, that's a Pulp Fiction joke, yeah.
Yeah, but in Swedish, it's like, "Hey, catch up, come, let's go." Like it doesn't.
Yeah.
Catch up
Yeah,
is
it
not
doesn't make sense.
Yeah, catch up. It doesn't work in Swedish, so it's just like you have to add the.
It's just like, hey, come.
Yeah, but it's like literally, it's like, hey, catch up, come, let's go, which it's like in English you just say catch up. You don't have to say catch up. Like it's a double thing.
Come catch up. Let's go. Yeah.
Yeah. Come catch up or come catch up. Let's go. I'm feeling, yeah. If you're a Swede, then this makes sense to you. Either you realize this as a kid, or this is going to be like a mind blown. I think it's like 50-50.
Shout out to Spectacell, who's later on going to listen to this and catch the joke.
Yeah, this is for you.
This is for you.
You make this show.
That is true. Together with Cryptorangutang, maybe.
Yeah.
At least for today.
Yeah.
Solid jokes. Very good.
Yeah. What are you most excited about currently in your life?
Right now.
All things. Right now. Sitting in front of your stiff, hard microphone. Pointing up in your face.
Which angle does it have?
The stuff that I think there are 2 of them. First one is the I don't think I can. I think I can. First one is the Shrooms company. Today I've received the printing of the packaging, and I think it looks dope as fuck. I literally think this is going to be one of the nicest looking products on the planet. Like no other single company that I've held or seen has this much like quality and time put into it. It just looks really, really good.
Nice.
So I'm excited as fuck about this one, and this is also an actual like business with real people. Like no more sitting in front of the fucking charts and PC. I actually meet people and do shit, and it's like super exciting. I mean,
collaboration.
I've missed this for a long time, so I'm super excited for this one. And second one, I'm really excited to actually play at both your festival and my B-Day, because this is something that really gives me a lot of joy from outside of the work that kind of consumes like 90% of my time. So just being able to prepare for playing and then putting those few songs and having fun with this is a huge like dopamine boost for me as well. I'm looking forward to it as hell.
Nice. Do you have a set? Do you have a set list already, or will you wing it?
I got some special surprises as well.
Nice.
It's all up to be seen. Not spinning any beans right now. I think it's going to be really good.
I like this.
Spinning any beans? I've never heard that idiom before.
No?
I'm not spinning any beans.
Spilling.
Beans.
Billing any beans.
Spilling
The beans.
the beans.
Spilling the
Spilling the
beans.
bean.
Ah, well, that's the problem when you have shitty ears, I guess. You don't hear things.
Or a harsh Polish accent.
A harsh, sexy Polish accent. How do you approach your creating a set
Do you go from songs? Do you try to convey a certain mood or a vibe, or
A hidden message.
you do neither? Yes, exactly. Do you want to change someone's life with your mixing?
I wanna do, how to say this? I wanna influence as many emotions from a listener as possible. So I kind of wanna that this real or fake experience to come out of the set.
Nice.
I've heard that it's kind of neat. I've talked to you about what's the vibe. So you kind of set the vibe of the set. Then I get a base of all the songs that I think are gonna bang pretty hard.
Nice.
And I make sure to put them in a way that people dancing are like, oh, shit, nice.
Maybe this is
I wasn't expecting
Nice.
this one here. Yeah, nice. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, as long as I'm having as much fun listening to it 30 times in a row when I'm trying to make the set, as anybody is having as much fun as I do, then I think I will be happy and everybody else will be happy as well.
I'm very much looking forward for this.
Me too.
I love the small surprises. It's like
Oh, yes.
it keeps my mind occupied.
Yes, I've reverted back to the samples that we did on Madeira. It's really bad.
Yes. I
Yes.
think, yeah,
Well,
it is.
you need samples, and you also need bad samples.
Ooh,
You gotta
I have a lot
start
of bad
somewhere.
samples.
Yeah, I think DrunkBoy put some like a horse, rooster, and a cow in his like sample. What do you call it? Collection.
Yeah, I got some fresh one coming in.
I got a solid John Paul II and a Swedish dance fest.
Oh fuck!
Going on. So
Dance fest.
Really bad. Yeah, I don't think that's on Saturday, but Friday some dance fest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, drunk. I don't think DrunkBoy you've heard.
No.
I don't think you've heard the dance fest yet. You will
No, not the dance fest. I will see. I don't want to hear about it until I hear it.
You will forget. Don't worry.
Yeah, I will. Or will I? You never know.
I think you will.
How does it? How different is it to start a company in the real life versus a company in crypto space? How much can you take from what you've learned these years and apply it, and how much is just totally blank slates, totally new shit?
Considering how we run our company, I would say it's a completely different thing. Because we basically run our company on Telegram. Literally all the stuff that was important on all the like managing the calendars and everything that we did was done on Telegram. I don't think this is suitable for any kind of real company. We also had all the resources right at the place that we needed, so there was no gathering stuff. There's not much managing. We just going with what we had. And in here, it's like the one thing that I always see right now whenever I'm doing something, and this happened to all my recent projects, that wherever I'm setting a date or whenever I'm setting some tasks for myself, all of them drag themselves a lot into the future. Like there is so much pivoting in between and changing mind. This might be better, this might be better. Wanting to focus on high qualities. Like everything really stretches out in time a lot. And I've learned myself to put myself a lot more buffer and give myself a lot more time than I did initially. Like the supplements, I wanted to start with them 2 months ago, and I will start with them in a free, I think. But like the end result is going to be so much better because like it's delayed because there's a lot of thinking in between, and the initial decisions that you do are rarely the ones that you want. You kind of you change your mind, you find something better. a lot of experimenting with this, and it's good as well. But it's I don't think it's comparable any kind to what we did with Yellow Block, for example.
That was simpler, like less complex.
Yeah, plus the way that other companies work with in crypto is also completely different than what actual companies do. I mean, the companies in crypto they don't care that much. I mean, if there is a bull market, they just throw the money around. It's like it's relatively easy to run a company in crypto, I would say, compared to real.
Yeah, you don't have to think about product that much. I guess product is the difficult part.
Yeah. Just marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's good, it's good. Like it's the quality that you need to reach. It's not that high for the client to be satisfied. Even though you want it to be as high as possible.
Yeah.
It's still like it's so much it depends on like what's the general sentiment on the market and what's good and what's not. It's insane.
And like you're part of the product. No, I'm not saying that you are the product, because you also are often, but also like you're part of the product. Usually there is some kind of system and there's incentives, and you're always going to be part of that system. So it gets really complex really quick. And how do you the product isn't like stable. It's not like a piece of code that's just one thing. It's like a living system.
Yes. I've been trying to launch like my own small NFT project.
Is it the dialogue? The
dialogue box.
Yes. Talk to us a little bit about that. What is dialogue box?
Dialogue box is like it started as like a small side project with like a group of I would say people that I know. We met through various sources, and we are on one trip together. And one day we decided that we actually might want to do something with the NFTs at that time. And throughout the whole thinking process, we ended up with like a charity NFT project. I would say we have a lot of people from different backgrounds, a lot of architects, some musicians, some designers. And we want to create like a art space where we would create NFTs, one-on-one, unique NFTs, not AI generated stuff. And 50% of all the sales would always go to the charity. And we would try to like do good art or like good feeling to it as well. And we took a lot of time to do this. Like the problem is that most of the team is actually like the creators and artists, and then that I'm basically the only guy that was into the crypto and into NFTs before. So before we started out, blah blah blah, like the NFT mania kind of went off, and we started like a month ago properly. And the timing of the market right now is absolutely terrible. Like the best projects that I've followed in the last months, like Apple Apps or some others, are absolutely dead as well. Like there is no engagement, no people want to listen to anything. So I don't want to shield too much right now, because I don't want this project to launch without having a proper foundation, and a proper foundation for this project would be to first gather a community around it. So even though everything is ready for us, we got a platform that is ready. We can mint, we can sell, we can have a collection ready. We basically have everything in place. I think we'll spend the next couple of months just getting into the community, gathering some people, some artists, see if there is even interest to create something like this. And if it turns out that yes, that people would be interested to buy some handmade actual NFTs and participate in creating like this concept of you give away to charity, you get something nice like back, but there is like no super additional utility and all that, then it will be very cool, fun side project to go with. But it's gonna take a lot a lot of time at this type of the market to get people interested in something like this. So we'll see. It's kind of insane how the sentiment switches so quickly. I mean, like 3 months ago, it was absolutely like you could put anything out, literally anything, into the NFT market and probably to bank. Months later, everything is just down, dead. Nobody talks about it. Nobody's interested. Everybody's fighting. It's like, oof. It's really, really hard to get a like consistent position into anything that is crypto related, and because everything is so dependent on the sentiment and how the market is looking. It's a tough market for somebody that really wants to build here something long term. You guys know this as well because you do Shine, so it's especially for an incubator as well, I guess. I mean, it's a tough market for getting any projects incubated as well.
Yeah, like one thing that we were pretty like we had some tough discussions early was like if you're used to building products and like getting VC support and all of these things, then you just burn as much money as you can and you try to like build product, but you don't think about like surviving. But this is a bit different if you have a DAO, then it doesn't necessarily need to survive the same way, because at least me, I still have my old job. Like I never went full crypto that way because I have a lot of free time on my regular job. So everything I do, I see it as like voluntary work. I don't get paid. I don't do it for that sake. I do it because I think it's fun. I learn. I can spend time with my friends and all of that. And for me, that's a way to make a DAO sustainable for real. If people, if it can give them values outside of the DAO, which is I can use everything I learn in the DAO. I can use that in my work. So there is my monetization. That's how I earn money from it. But if everyone has something similar, then the DAO doesn't die. Then you don't have to have it as an aggressive run rate. You can focus on having fewer contributors that can focus full time, but make sure that you can always pay them if you have a treasury. You don't need that much APR. If you like stake some of the treasury, then you will get some APR to pay for something. And then you have something sustainable, which is something that regular corporations have had troubles recreating for a long time. So we it's really difficult now because now it's like, okay, so what do we do now? But like you can always build if you get money anyways, then you can kind of do whatever you want, and that's a pretty unique position if you're working with like innovation. You're not that limited by like quick that you need to make money to survive, so you can you get some more space.
I mean, how old is Shine at this point? It's over a year, right?
Yeah, 1.5 or a little bit more than one.
That's still like considering what market did you guys enter and what market it is right now. I think you still did a very good job on just pivoting around and making it sustainable, like getting people, because the market that you tapped in, which is, when you kind of got in when the incubators were the shit. I mean, there were like incubators all over the place. And a lot of them had a lot more money in the beginning and, had a like advantage over you anyway. But I think like half of them probably doesn't exist anymore. Oh. And you're still up and running. So it's a good job.
I think,
thank you.
Yeah, thank. I think adding on to what you said, Badgerton, is like crypto is all about the network effect, but it takes like to get those first nodes inside the network and establish them, especially outside the core team, if you'd may, that really got the ball rolling. That takes time, and maybe takes even more time in crypto, given that everyone is anonymous. You can just jump from DAO to DAO, and you can always, fucking just leave so easy because you're not really that invested unless you buy a stake. But it's not the holders of the coin that you need. You need the nodes in the network, the ones that's going to stick around and build or manifest whatever idea or drive whatever initiative, not because they're getting paid to do it, but rather because they want to do it. And that does take time.
Yeah.
Takes a lot of time and effort, and just experimenting in general.
Yeah. The people that made Bitcoin, I don't know exactly who, but I like the group that started it. Like they had been working for more than 10 years on trying to create a digital currency. Like it wasn't something that was just like boom. It's like 10 years. That's a long time. They were like highly specialized in the space, and had tried like products before that like failed. I'm not saying that the ones that made those products are the ones that created Bitcoin, but like I'm pretty sure that they were there, like must have been like as customers, as like employees, as something. E-gold, for example, like the make all the parts that was put into Bitcoin, like it's put that way deliberately by people who had been trying to do this for a long time, and finally like everything was there and they found out which things didn't work. 10 years at least, and all that is also like on the shoulder of giants and like really, really smart people.
Yeah. Yeah, it's also kind of like it's very valuable to meet people here that actually want to like build the value from the ground up. I think a lot of people like enter the Discords and all the like groups and looking for alpha and getting the instant value from whatever they are. They give something, they want something back already as well.
Yeah.
It's hard, and it's really good to find people that actually know when you, let's say, shine again. You go in, it's a small incubator, but you decide to like build it from the ground up. You work on this for a couple of months, and I think you already got a squad, as you said, full of random people that can basically leave at any single moment.
Yeah.
They have no stake in this. They can not care. They can just disappear tomorrow, and then you don't have the squad. But they do stick around, and this is like the connection that this is what I had with Teddy and Maddie at Yellow Block, let's say.
Yeah.
Like I didn't meet them for the first 3 years. I was just talking shit with them and just doing stuff, and like
Nice.
the connection of building something together, even though it's an abstract feeling that you trust somebody, I don't know, with all your wallets and all this kind of stuff, and that he won't fuck you in the business, even though you never see him in life before. It creates kind of like a relationship that is really hard to explain.
Yeah.
And usually only good stuff happens out of
It's
this.
it's the ultimate trust in a way.
Yeah, this is
because you're anonymous, so you trust only because you want to trust, and you know that the other person trusts you. There's no state, there's no contract, nothing like that. It's just pure trust.
And you're both playing the same game. It's not one of you is public and another one is anonymous. You're both you both can equally just fuck this hole and leave it. But you see the value in what you're creating, so you just stay with it.
That's a beautiful thing.
It's hard to explain this. I actually tried to explain this to Mahu, to my real life friends, how the relationships in crypto work. And I said that when I was talking to him that I want to like build a community for the dialogue box, and I'm sure that we can find some people that would just want to contribute with us and blah blah blah. And he was like, "But how? Like, people just do this? They go into the Discords and what? They're gonna like help you out?" And I'm like, you can always, if somebody likes the vision, what you do, like you can always find some people that are willing to contribute in some way.
Yeah.
Like,
has he heard about open source software?
Like he's a boomer, but like the sheer like surprise on his face that this is how actually crypto works, that we just connect ourselves in random Discords and try to build a little bit here, a little bit here. I like this more, so I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna help these guys out. I'm gonna get something back probably from this. It's like it's really, for us it's kind of normal, but it's really unique. I would say it's something that it's the best thing about crypto, that there is a lot of, as I said, that those instant gratification dudes, but there is a lot of people who just want to actually build some stuff, and they know that if they do it with a good run group of people, they might not get actually something from this certain project, but just the sheer network that you build. Maybe you will get proposed something else. Maybe they will, thanks to them, you will meet somebody else that will bring you something like.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
it's
you see
interesting.
opportunities here. Yeah.
There's a moving company where we live in Swedenland, and they have on their trucks they have a lot of they joke around and they do some jokes about drugs, and they do stickers that they put out on in the city about Idi Amin and ketamine and stuff like that. And it's not only is it quite fun to see them, it's a genius move as well, because you also it's an ultimate filter that there's only going to be a certain amount of people that are going to be drawn to that as employees,
Yeah.
but also
Yeah.
as customers.
Yeah.
You know exactly what you're getting if you're taking these moving guys. You're probably going to get a lot of drugged up dudes that are quite fun, but it's also a genius move in terms of mission and vision, because everyone knows exactly what they're getting into and what they're not getting into.
Yeah.
And I have a very strong belief in the better you can figure out exactly what the fuck you want to do and why you want to do it, you will get that community and get those random people joining, because it is abundantly clear to them what they're getting into.
Yeah.
It's easier said than done.
Yeah. I don't know.
You can be sure that each person that goes into this crypto discourse, like, hey, they have some sort of expectation that nobody else has.
Yes.
Like this, it's a special kind of people always.
Yeah.
Like, it's a good kind of people. It's actually like I don't think I can say that I brought too much network from here to my real life, because outside of Yellow Block, like this was probably my main addition from crypto to what I do right now. But the sheer amount of like talent and the variety of people that are here hidden above these avatars is simply insane. I mean, it's like and it's harder with each year to, because the groups are getting bigger and bigger, and they're like, if somebody knew from each other from 2017, the groups are kind of getting closed, because it's much harder to know everybody. Like in 2017, I thought that I know literally every single person on crypto Twitter, like all you guys. Just like I felt that I knew every single altcoin that existed. Right now, I'm out of Twitter for 3 months, and I have no idea where I am. I have no idea what market is this. I have no idea what are we trading. I have no idea who's talking. Like when the NFT guys came in, what the fuck is going on? Like I recognize absolutely nothing and nobody. Like it changes and expands super quickly.
That's because they're all 16-year-olds.
That might be true. Yeah, I don't really get the NFT vibe. I don't think I'm.
It's been evolving. So now there are different. You have the region types who wants to create a new, better world using technology. Have you heard that one before?
No, the region.
Yeah,
nice.
regenerative economics. It's like exactly like the communists. Like they have the same belief, at least, that with technology, like with this new technology, that will be the savior. That will make a better world for us. I mean, I like them and I really like their values a lot. This is how I talk arrogantly. I'm glad that they're trying. I'm glad that they're trying. But I always, when someone thinks that they have the solution to like everything, then I get a bit suspicious. Because I have seen it before.
Sounds like a scam.
Not at all. Not at all. That's even worse. Like a scam is a scam and people get scammed. But the problem is when people really believe the stories they tell themselves, then you can have a real nightmare. Like that was literally what like the communists did, but also the way my company works is also like ruined by some ideas that some guys had that they really believed in, and how they can make a better world. Like everyone is trying to do good. Everyone is trying to like fix things or like create a better world. But I'm just saying, stop. Maybe like don't do it so hard. It's a very tempting. It's a very tempting thought to like fix everything. Engineers can like do a lot of damage if they don't really think about what they're doing. Am I making sense?
Yes.
Yes.
Add to the fact that once you have a cause that gains some momentum, you're getting hierarchies of power.
Yes.
And power attracts the corruptible or the corrupt, and then you'll just sidetrack the whole shebang. Exactly. So even if the initial purpose and intention was pure and loving, chances are it's going to get hijacked by some psychopaths.
Yes.
Sooner or later.
Exactly.
Without even the engineers doing any kind of harm.
Yeah. I mean, it's just ideas.
Purpose-built solutions.
It's just ideas. It's just like if some engineer says, like, we can use this AI and we can use this and we don't even need people anymore. We can just have AI and the AI can just control the resources. And we can, since it's so smart, it's like so smart that it can just calculate everything. It's going to be super efficient and everyone can just chill, have a good time. Even if that works, I'm really skeptical, but even if it works, that's going to be the real nightmare, because then people will be like, okay, now what? I'm sure, I'm really sure that that's not what anyone feels like. That's not what we're made for.
No, not sure it's going to be a lot of crazy birthday parties if the AI controls all the resources.
No, exactly.
That's not high utility.
No. How many toothbrushes do I need, and which colors should they be? These things are difficult to.
Brown.
Yeah.
Brown. There's not a lot of brown toothbrushes now that you say it, other than the wooden ones. Like
yeah.
But like a fake brown toothbrush. That's like a niche. It needs to be filled.
Who's gonna?
It's like the death cigarettes. Wasn't that the marketing ploy when you created the death cigarettes? Can you make like a toothbrush that looks really nasty?
Yeah, like poo.
Like covered in shit or something.
Yeah.
Maybe that works.
I think if
poop brush.
Make it look like one of these toilet brushes. So it's like all the way around, like a little tooth. I think that's funny enough. True. I think that can sell.
I agree. I would buy one. If not for me, then no.
Yeah, for someone else, right?
Can make like a miniature, like a toilet brush stand as well.
Yeah.
You buy the whole package.
Yeah. You talk so much shit here. You have.
It's a solid toothbrush, I think. Really solid.
Birthday toothbrush.
You heard it here first.
Because how did because you had probably some expectations when you really got into the crypto with Shine and blah blah blah, but you didn't know like how the community looks and works and stuff. How does the expectations you had then change or look like? What did surprise you when you've been here for a while now? Like, is this what you expected when you got into crypto, or is this like what is this?
For me, it's much. I felt like this is a scam, but I wasn't sure, so I wanted to explore, and also things, as you say, like things that start as a scam might not even turn out a scam. It's very difficult to tell the difference. So just because my initial feeling was like this is like probably just nothing, or like it's not gonna work out, I'm leaving now feeling that the regular like VC world is even more a scam than this.
Truth.
It is.
So it's like everything, as I think you've said many times, Cryptorangutang, everything is a scam. So now I just figured out that okay, like I believe even less in the old, like not the old system, but like VC backed companies that don't run a profit. Oh my God, I really, really, really don't even in my regular job, like I avoid doing business with them because I know that this is not going to be sustainable. You know what I mean? Or like if I do business with them, I really need some specific like measures in place to make sure that we don't just lose all the business because we only chose to go with the highest paying customers right now, which are the ones with a lot of VC money right now, but not in 3 years when they're trying to like monetize their product and no one uses it anymore.
Yeah.
What do you think about like because VCs has a really bad rep in crypto as well, rightfully so. Because like the purpose of it is to, you know, invest, get a quick buck back, and kill the coin they invested in with you know, the vesting periods and dumping the tokens on people.
Yeah,
that's like the main mission of most VCs.
Yeah, pretty low vibration.
Yeah.
Shout out to no, kidding.
Shout out to Chris Dixon. I don't know.
No, I think those I think are like the more
Chris Dixon. I like.
Yeah,
he's a friend of the show.
As legit as you can get.
I assume that
I believe VCs. I believe the classic, not the classic, but I believe the model, the VC model of. I don't know how much VCs how they operate in crypto per se, but generally speaking, this idea of first creating a product, then attracting customers using one set of values, functionalities, and everything, and then monetizing them using something evil like ads or shit, and making them customers stick so they can sell ads, which usually is the way to do it. It's that's a pretty shitty way to build a company, and you're not manifesting value. You're just boosting KPIs so you can dump your shitty position on the next round of VCs that comes in the round after you. That's kind of my take on VCs.
That's how it exactly works in crypto. I assume that I don't have any sort of data on this, but I assume that most of the VCs in crypto are just 2 or 3 random dudes sitting with a laptop like somewhere around the pool, having a nice logo and a nice website, and just, you know, having money, and that's it.
Yeah.
The value they provide is little to none outside of the money, and well, in most cases, I guess that's some sort of network of people that they help the company to promote.
Yeah.
It's all good and fun during the first from 1 to 3 first months when there is like a cliff from a vesting period.
Yeah.
When the tokens start to dump, then that's when the value providing and helping and basically providing any sort of assistance to those projects ends.
Yeah.
And that's when you get you are left with basically a death spiral to all the VC funded crypto coins right now for the next 2 or 3 years, because the vesting is pretty long.
Yeah.
It's like what's the solution to the system? I mean, for example, you do the community back. I don't know, DAO Maker does something like this. They don't actually get the big VCs, but they get the community, like a small, I don't know, $500, but all of them, they get a really long vesting periods. But if you get a community involved, it's a little bit different than when you get a VC. It's like the rate is smaller, but the reward for the people is much bigger as well. There's a sort of different trust in the project as well if you made money on it, for example.
Yeah. I honestly don't have any solutions. I only complain. But like, I really enjoy
Badgerton.
To make some kind of, in a good way. Like, I really enjoy that people are trying, and I'm not, whatever I'm saying now is not that people shouldn't try. And also VCs, I mean, it's not, they're doing their best, and they are making money. So it's like, I mean, if you're a VC and you don't do this, specifically you, then someone else will. So I'm not putting blame on anyone here, but I personally, for me, I would do something else.
If I could choose, or you know, this is not the all-encompassing solution here, but if it's possible for a project to build a product and make something that works and makes money and firsthand, without taking in capital in an IDO or whatever, I believe that is a superior solution to begin with. This notion of selling a vision and a concept and then taking in the money and then say, now we're going to build something, that is a recipe for pump and dump, or just, failure, depending on the way you look at the position you have. I really do believe that if everyone can create a product in their garage, put it on the blockchain, try it out, and say, holy shit, this actually works. People like this product. We are making some money out of it. You're going to get users and you're going to get the community. And then fucking just give the early users tokens for being risk takers and using your shit. And whatever, you're going to have a treasury as a DAO or whatever, as a company. You're going to have a treasury that's worth money, and you can trade that to other tokens if you want. I think that is in my book, the most wholesome way to do it. But that's not always going to be possible to do. But it's a much better way, I think, in my opinion, than to try to do, all these fucking pump and dump rounds and then pump up the token in 3 months and eject, create exit liquidity, and just run away.
Yeah. Instead of building, think about people. I think that's if there's a need, then you will have a buyer. It's that easy. Start small. Don't start big.
The question is, do people actually care about the product in general in crypto?
No.
No,
I don't think
that's the fundamental problem.
Most things in crypto shouldn't be in crypto.
Yes.
And
it shouldn't be a token. It shouldn't be like
but it's I don't know how general I can be about this, but for me generally, crypto is gambling. It's a new technology that hasn't been regulated yet. So gambling, for example, is something that people like to do, and there's a reason why usually there are laws, because people can't really control themselves, especially if they're like young or something like this, or haven't been through that much. So that's part of it, right? And the other thing is that the whole economy is, I'm not saying going to shit, but like the feeling that everyone has is that you really have to take a lot of risk if you want to make it. And that itself is like driving this, that people, they know that this is all a scam. It's just that they don't think that they will be the ones that get fucked by the scam. So this is a speculation bubble, and everyone's in on it. You can't really blame anyone else. Maybe some people aren't, but most people are. That's like part of it. I don't know. It's some kind of game where Jenga or like something, where the one that draws the last straw gets fucked, and everyone was in on it. But then, of course, you can complain, you can cry, you can, be angry, whatever.
It's it's been over 5 years, and it's like every single time it's the same concept, but it just changes like the clothes. Like, for example, with the beginning there were ICOs, which I think there might be more fair than IDOs were right now, because more people could get in. But you had projects like raising, I don't know, 50 million in like 2 weeks or something, like from the moment of announcing.
Yeah.
And all those projects are dead.
Yeah.
And then the IDOs came in. Now it's it's VCs led. So VCs make most of the money, not the regular person, but it works exactly the same way. Take a lot of money, and then the vesting period dies. And those projects will not be here in a year or two.
Yeah.
And they will be dead. NFTs are kind of the same. You raise the money through the PFPs. You release 10,000 profile pictures, and you say you're gonna make a game in 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
That is your main product. None of the games are going to exist. None of the projects are going to exist in 2 or 3 years.
You say so?
No. Well, we'll see.
But the solution here is values. You should if you're greedy, then you will karma. So don't be greedy.
Yeah.
Try to be moderate. be respectful. That like I'm not. It will bite me in my ass, and I come at me. Be humble.
does.
Be grateful. All of these things, and if we don't, then we will regress, and we will have to learn.
Very wise. Look at that. Dropping some fucking alpha here on the Boy and Badger show. But it is true.
It's difficult.
Like, if your greed is a characteristic that is very signaling to others can very much pick up on the fact that you're greedy.
Yeah.
There's a certain type of behavior connected to being greedy. And if you're greedy, you're going to have master marketers and master manipulators, such as the one you talked about, maybe back in the day, Cryptorangutang, taking advantage of this, singing the song a greedy person wants to hear.
Yeah.
And then these people are gonna lose money. That's
why do you think people backed Doc One so much? He was like the greediest person on this planet for the past 3 months.
A lot of people like to they see that someone is greedy, and then they follow their backs, because they have learned in this society that we don't punish greed. Like you can become the president, you can become a lot of things if you're greedy, and you rather just that one greedy person is a good salesperson, and you can just follow him.
Yeah,
I think they're also greedy.
It's kind of greed is also ambition, but it's maybe ambition for not a. I want to say high vibrational, but maybe not. Maybe that's not the most useful word here. But being greedy for money, or having ambition for money, which is greed, it's seldom the end of the road for people. When you look at people such as Steve Jobs or other titans of industry or tech or builders of company, they seldom have money as their driving force. They have something else that is deeper and more resonating into their being. And that attracts people that want to help to realize that vision, and also attracts customers to want to buy in on that vision, and they get money that way. Trying to pursue money in and of itself, it is seldom the means to an end. People that are quite rich and only rich, they don't feel so much better. Just look at all the lottery winners. They a lot of them even hope that they didn't win that money in the end. But that
look at half of crypto guys.
Yeah, it still seems like if anything, when you make that money, usually what would happen is you have the money, and then you sit in your room, and then you think, so what now?
Then you start buying NFTs, start becoming degenerate.
Either you try to make more money and you start the NFT craze, or hopefully you realize that money is not the answer, and you start to dig deeper and internalize and reflect and introspect. But
I think you
I guess
friends,
a lot of the crypto bros.
Like when you really like you became rich, as you said, like with some luck, and then you like lost it all. And I think that if you didn't have like really good friends, and I'm not meaning myself here, but I know that you have really, really precious friends back where you live, that then I'm not sure you would have like gotten out as in such a good shape as you did. There's a lot of love around you.
Completely agree. And about the greediness, for example, when I first got like made a lot on like the first attempt in crypto, I kind of like got how do you say it? There was too much freedom that came with the money, and I was kind of like, fuck, like it's hard to handle that you can do absolutely anything you want, and you don't need to work and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
That's like kind of the main point of, I would say, the failure. But then when you rebound again and you like win again, and you're finally stable, finally, and you don't need to worry about like the main thing and the biggest value of having a lot of money, I would say. And I think the only reason why I would want, and I think that anybody would want to do this, is that you just have a sense of security, nothing else. Like the fact that you can go anywhere and not care if you can afford the food or if you can afford this on this. It's like you can just live however you want, but not. I don't mean spending money on some dumb shit on cars or anything. That just that's ego tripping. But the fact that you have the sense of security is so good, but it means absolutely nothing if, as you said, like you don't appreciate like what's in general in your life. I mean, money is super short-sighted, and I know a lot of guys from 2017 that also started from nothing in crypto, then made some money, and now they are like this abusive fucks, and this really like grumpy and salty people, even though they have a lot of money. It's like nothing comes with it. It's like if money is the goal in itself, then it's a death spiral as well.
It's a shitty ass goal.
It's the worst goal you can have. I mean, with
same with
every
the
single
crypto.
with every single drop of money, with every single drop of money you gain even more. It feels like some of the people lose the part of, I don't know, humanity in them.
Yeah,
it's like it's an interesting sight to see how people change with the money, especially in this market, because it's like so dynamic.
Yeah. If anything, if you have the money, you have absolutely no excuse for your shitty personality.
Yes.
Because you're set. You have all the time in the world to fucking figure out your shit.
Yeah.
Maybe that people realize along the way that integrating your shadow, as Jung would say, it's a fucking scary task. And instead of doing it, they just project their
Dream
fucking
on.
shit instead.
Dream on.
Dream on.
I need to leave. I'm meeting. Have a special occasion.
A special someone.
Supposed to meet someone at 8:30, and it's
a special stop.
Yeah.
I was even hoping for this to be a 2-hour session.
But you can go. You can go on. But I need to leave.
No, it's the Boy and Badger show, not the Badger. No Badger show.
Boy Orangutan.
Is the person you're meeting with has a snop?
No, but she has a dog. So I'm having a dog walk.
Does the dog
he's
have
gonna
a
have a dog snop?
I think it has, because his name is Nisse.
Nisse.
Yeah, it's Nisse. So
all right, guys.
I would have to come up with some excuses here for her.
Okay, come up with your excuse, and we do a part 2 some other time.
Yeah, I think we have content.
Thank you so much, Cryptorangutang, for making this 1.5 sit down, 1.5 hour sit down with us today.
Thank you so much for hosting me on the Badger and Boy podcast. It was a really pleasurable 1.5 hours. I felt like 15 minutes, to be honest. I will be happy to talk shit sometime in the future with you as well. And
that will be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good luck with all your manifestations.
Yes. See you soon.
In the cyberspace and the real space.
Yeah, looking forward for some supplements.
And good luck with your dog walking, and good luck with your whatever you're gonna do today as well, DrunkBoy. And I guess see you
the knife up my ass.
Nice. I might do the same.
Nice.
Okay, Craig isn't here, so I can't make him leave.
All right. Puss och kram.
Puss och kram. Hej.
Ciao, ciao.
Woohoo.
Hej, hej.
Ciao.